Today we are going to learn how to create forms in HTML. So let's create a new file. Let's give it a name form.html. Right? Exclamation mark and press the tab key to bring this boilerplate. Now in the background, let's suppose, okay, let's do certain formatting first of all. Let's suppose I want BG color to be, let's say, pink. And after that, I want that application form should return in the center. I want to make it that bold. Underline also. Okay, I write application form. Okay, I close the center tag. I close the bold as well as underline tag, right? Below this, I want a line. So if you can recall, HR tag is used to bring a horizontal line. I want to change the color to, let's say, blue, and because by default that's gray. Okay, let's change it to blue, and size gives you the thickness. Let's suppose I want a thick line, so let's say 6. Okay, now let's see the output. Let's save it. So we'll go to run without debugging, and the output is here in front of you, right? Now let's create a form. I want to create a form, so I will use the term tag form. Okay, after that I want to create a label on this, and I want to write let's say enter your name. Okay, and I'm closing the label tag. After that I want to create an input box. So for that I will say input type is equal to text box. Okay, I want a text box. Alright, so let's see the output of this much first. Let's refresh it. Alright, so you can see one label. This enter your name is the label, and this is the text box where user can enter anything. Okay, now let's suppose I want to write that, yes, let's copy paste. I want to create another label, and I want to say enter your class, and I want to create another text box. Okay, so let's refresh it and see. Okay, it's coming in the same line. Let's suppose I want that it should appear in the next line. So for that, what I'll say is, I will say after this text box, I want it to come in the next line. Let's try out the BR tag, that is for the line break. Okay, it is coming in the next line, but I want some gap. So instead of BR tag, we'll use the P tag, which gives you the paragraph break. Let's save it and refresh it. All right, so it gives us more space. So it is better to use P tag, paragraph break tag, for more space, right? After this, let's suppose I want to create a radio button. There are two things. One is the radio button, another is checkbox. Radio button we take whenever we want that user should click on any one input. Let's suppose, I'll show you the example. Let's suppose I want that user should enter the gender, and let's take the first option, female, and I say input type is equal to radio, right? I want that I will give two options, and out of that user should select any one option. Okay, let me copy and paste this, the same thing, and in place of female I'll write male. Okay, let's save it, refresh it. So can you see, again I want it to appear in the next line, so what I'll do, I will use the P tag here. Alright, so can you see gender is coming first, female, and after that I want this radio button. So I have written the code input type is equal to radio, right? It will give you that circle space to click on. Okay, another I want that male should appear on the screen, so I have written male, and then I want that radio button, that circular button should appear on the screen. So radio button we choose whenever we want that user should click on any one option only, right? After this, again I want that the thing should appear from the next line, so I choose P tag. After that, I want to create one checkbox. Okay, checkbox, let's suppose I want to create it for activities. Let's take first activity as chess, and I say input type is equal to, in place of radio I will say checkbox. Checkbox is square in shape. Okay, let me save it and refresh it to show you, right? So checkbox are square in shape and radio buttons are circular in shape. In case of checkbox, user can click on one option or more than one options, right? Let's suppose I want, let me create 4 checkboxes from where user can select either one option or more than one options. So let me take, let's suppose yoga as another option. Okay, it's going that side. So let's go to view and say word wrap so that it will appear you in on the same screen, right? After that, let's take another, let's say badminton, and input type is equal to checkbox. After that, let's take one more activity, let's say volleyball, and then we say input type is equal to checkbox, right? Let's save it, refresh it. Okay, so these square ones are checkboxes. In case of checkbox, user can select, click on more than one options. In case of radio buttons, user can click on only one option. Let's suppose I enter my name, I say Rinki Goyal, and classes. Let's suppose I'm in class 12. Okay. Now let's see. So far we have seen how to create label, how to create text box, radio button, and checkbox. Now let's see how to create a button. Okay, I want to create a button. So I will say input type is equal to, let's suppose, okay, I want to create a button and then what value I want to appear on the button. So let's say okay. So I want to create two buttons, one for OK and another for cancel. Okay, let me copy this and paste it here. So one button I want for OK and one for cancel in case if user wants to cancel this, right? So let's refresh it. Okay, OK and cancel buttons are coming here. So what tag I need to use? I'll have to use where it has gone. Yes, after this I'll have to use the P tag, which will give us the paragraph. All right, can you observe this? So tag to create a button is input type is equal to button will say what value, whatever we want that to appear on the button. So that will give in value, right? So I've created two buttons with the help of input type is equal to button. The value of first button is OK and the value of second button is cancel. All right. So that's all for forms.